Need some new Kamigawa Neon Dynasty cards? Well, you can get them from our amazing sponsor Card Kingdom by heading over to cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish and even get a free goldfish sticker. Just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive. It is time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. And this week, we are heading back to Modern to play a spicy viewer-submitted deck from Hungry000. This is Kirin again, featuring Celestial Kirin. We're going back to OG Kamigawa as we get ready for new Kamigawa. So let's talk about this wacky deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see it in action. Before we do, if I sound weird today, I've had a pretty decently bad cold the last few days, so a little under the weather, but I really want to play this deck. So anyway, let's talk Kirin again, starting with our namesake, Celestial Kirin, 4 mana 3/3 flyer. It's a legendary Kirin spirit. The big deal is, when you cast a spirit or arcane spells, you destroy all permanents with the spell's converted mana cost. So this is a card that, you might notice, doesn't say all non-land permanents. Back when Wizards made this card, almost 20 years ago, in Saviors of Kamigawa, there was no spirit or arcane spell that cost 0 mana, so there was no reason to put all non-land permanents on this card, because lands have a mana value of 0. There was just no way to actually blow up lands with this card. Well, almost 20 years later, Wizards printed Ugin's Conjurant, which basically just combos with Celestial Kirin. It's a spirit that's also an X spell, so we can play Celestial Kirin, play Ugin's Conjurant for 0 mana, and blow up all the lands on the battlefield. Basically an Armageddon in 2 steps. The other thing about this synergy is Ugin's Conjurant can kind of be whatever mana value we need. If there's a bunch of 2 mana things on the battlefield, we can cast it with X being 2, blow up all the 2 mana stuff, so it synergizes really well with Celestial Kirin. We don't really want to play Ugin's Conjurant as a creature. It's essentially a synergy piece to combo with our Celestial Kirin. Then we have Stuffed Head consistency, a bunch of ways to tutor up our pieces. Eladrami's Call gets either piece. Ranger Captain of Eos finds Ugin's Conjurant. Then we have a bunch of ways to break this symmetry of our Armageddon, like blowing up all the lands on the battlefield. As fun as that is, isn't really that good unless you have a way to break the symmetry. So our deck is trying to be able to keep casting its spells after we blow up all the lands. With the help of Aether Vial, can keep putting creatures into play. Noble Hierarch, Flagstones, Thornglint Bridge give us mana sources that remain on the battlefield essentially even after we Armageddon. So in theory, we can blow up everything with the Ugin's Conjurant Celestial Kirin combo, and we should have at least some amount of mana left over on the battlefield, so we get to keep playing Magic, where our opponent should be pretty much locked out of doing anything for a while. Otherwise, we got a bunch of cards to protect our combo, a bunch of removal spells, mana base. We talked about the cool lands, Flagstones, Thornglint Bridge, really important to breaking the symmetry of our Kirin. Otherwise, fetch land, shock lands, typical stuff. In the sideboard, we mostly got creatures, because our deck is pretty good at finding creatures, thanks to Eladrami's Call. So for control and combo in Tron, we got stuff like Saint and Prelate. Phyrexian Revoker, good at shutting down Planeswalkers. Knight of Autumn does everything. Some more removal and Brutal Cathar and Prismatic Ending. Grave Verte and Sanctifier and Vectin, rest in peace. And that is Kirin again. That's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's jump into some games, see if the plan of carrying away all the lands with Celestial Kirin and Ugin's Conjurant is one that can actually work in Modern. So thanks again to Hungry000 for sending in his sweet deck, and thanks to all you for watching. So enjoy the gameplay, thanks for watching, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Much Brew About Nothing time. We are mulliganing. We're trying to blow up all the lands with a Celestial Kirin. We're playing some old Kamigawa to get ready for new Kamigawa. This hand, we gotta find our Kirin, but if we can find the Kirin, we're gonna be in business. Flagstones and Giver of Runes, go. Opponent did some mulliganing themselves. Tron, Polluted Delta. All right, who knows? Hallowed Fountain, untapped, and Prismatic Ending. Well, play this, crack this, grab a Temple Garden untapped, and Noble Hierarch, go. Opponent, Prismatic Ending, Horizon Canopy, and Ugin's Conjurant. I guess, I mean, at this point, I guess we're trying to kill our opponent? I mean, opponent got a 1-land double Prismatic Ending hand, so Blowing up on lands doesn't offer that much value if our opponent doesn't have lands. Opponent passes. Flagstones Part 2. Well, go to combat. Hit ya for 3. We really need to draw some non-lands at some point. Well, tap Flagstones. Play new Flagstones. Keep the new Flagstones. Grab a Temple Garden. I mean, we're thinning our deck at least. Actually, let's grab a Hallowed Fountain, Saccharizing Canopy. Oh, there's the Kirin. Well, we found the Kirin. We need another Conjurant now. We do have a lot of ways to find Conjurant, I guess, which is good. Opponent passes. Go to combat. Attack you with the Conjurant. And our opponent's got to do something. They can't just sit back on counters forever because they're the one that's dying. Ranger Captain EOS. Counter spell? Counter spell. Well, tap land go. Pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent does not continue to draw lands. That would be a bummer. Cycle Shark Typhoon to try to find a land. Finds a land. Well, I mean, this could mean that our opponent has a Wrath, which is kind of brutal. Hit you with the Conjurant. Play Celestial Kirin. Pass the turn. Opponent adapts. Oh, if they untap in Wrath, are we... Oh boy, down to 7. Well, we gotta hope they don't go land Wrath. That's the worst. Finding another Conjurant would be great. Ooh, land, but no double white. We draw even more lands. Go to combat. Attack you. Archmage's Charm. Down to 4. Well, 1, 2, 3. Skyclave Apparition. Nothing to blow up. Get rid of the Conjurant. Giver of Runes. Pass the turn. Come on. No Wrath. Opponent. Do they top deck a white source? Oh, scoops it up. Okay. We will take it. So the good news here is, the bad news is our sideboard doesn't seem to do anything against our opponent's deck. The good news is, I guess we can bring in Sanctum Prelate. The good news is, blowing up all the lands is pretty good against control, if we can pull it off. Phyrexian Revoker. I mean, I guess revoking a Planeswalker could be fine. Skyclave doesn't, seem that good. Yeah, let's try a couple of Revokers. All right, run it like that. Well, we didn't get to blow up all the lands because we ran out the Conjurant. Although running out the Conjurant, I think ended up being right because the Conjurant beatdown is kind of what won us that game. So I think if we had not done that, it probably would have went worse. Well, all right. 1 white source. Got a mulligan. Well, this will keep. We will put, I guess, Revoker to the bottom. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can resolve anything, but this hand's actually kind of good. We can Eladrami's Call for the Kirin and get the lands, hopefully. Opponent, Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Well, Forest. And the Noblest of Hierarchs. Go. Hallowed Fountain. Opponent, untapped. Solitude. The Greed. Sure. 2 for 1 to get rid of. Wow, that is so greedy. Well, Flagstones and Thalia. Oh, opponent's down to 1 card in here. All right, opponent has the least amount of fear I've ever seen. Opponent passes. Well, Marsh Flats. Crack Marsh Flats. Plains. Ether Vial. Pass the turn. Untaps. I can't believe they solituded away a Mana Dork. That's so brutal, especially in the mulligan. Well, we're taking Kirin, untapping, taking up the Vial, Sanctum Prelate on 2, pass the turn. So Sanctum Prelate stops literal counterspell. We just want to draw land. If we draw land, we get to blow up all of our opponent's lands, and that should be game. Come on, untap land. Take up the Vial. Come on. That's untap land. All right, we're going for it. Boom, 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 boom. Tap. Kirin and Conjurant. X0. Blow up all the lands. Game. Oh, wait. Does that even do anything? All right, evokes, kills the Kirin. Opponent still loses all their lands, and we still get a land. All right, I mean, I guess that helps our opponent a little bit, because it does mean it does mean we don't have a threat. Opponent's gonna have to draw multiple lands, most likely. Well, now we just got to kill our opponent before they can rebuild. Ether Vial, Ranger Captain of Eos. Get a Noble Hierarch. Play the Noble Hierarch. Hit ya for 3. Well, the race is on. Can our opponent draw lands? Can we kill them before they draw enough lands? Opponent passes. Vile staying on 3 for now. Go to combat. Hit ya. Oh, we're going to take the greedy line. Revoker. On Flooded Strand? Oh, wait. This is non-land. Oh, it's not a Pithing Needle. All right. Well, we're going to go with Teferi then. I forgot. The upside of Phyrexian Revoker is it can shut down mana abilities. The downside is it cannot target lands compared to Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle doesn't shut down mana abilities, but can target lands. So you name fetch lands. I mean, it's still fine. About it. Thinking. Passing. Vile, gonna stay on 3. We got double solitude too. Opponent is, wow, they've spent so many cards for so little value. I mean, I think we're getting there though. Like, I think this is gonna work. Okay, gonna path the Ranger Captain, sure. Oh no. Oh, we should have sacked it, I guess. We don't have any lands? We blew up all of our basics? All right. I'll go to combat. Hit ya for 4. I mean, our opponent still needs something really, really crazy to happen. We're going to run out another Revoker. We're going to name Big to... Actually, let's go Jace. There's no way our opponent's getting to 5 mana this game, I don't think. Opponent untaps. Running out the Revoker gives us 2 threats. Okay. Oh, well, we Kirin'd him. That was not the biggest blowout, but it worked pretty well. Like, blowing up all the lands did make it so our opponent just could not get back into that game. Opponent mulliganed a lot, but we also mulliganed a lot, which makes it a little fair, but sweet. Blow them up, blow them up. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are Kirin Genning in Modern, and sounds fine. I think we just lead on the Ether Vial. Yo, we got our Kirin. We just need the combo. We need the Conjurant. I'll take up the Vial. Oh, we got so many Conjurants in our deck. We're gonna find it. We gotta find it. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack it. Grab a Forest, and yeah, let's Thalia. The downside of playing Thalia is it means we can't Kirin next turn, but I don't know if we want to Kirin next turn anyway, honestly. Well, is our opponent blue-white control versus Saga? Well, the Kirin combo, one of the upsides of this is it's very good against Saga in specific. On the other hand, if they get Calder complete, I think we might be dead. Take up the Vial. Oh, come on now. Noble Hierarch. Noble Hierarch. All the hierarchs in the world hit you with a Thalia. Okay, so we need to draw, well, first, something to do with this Kirin. Second, and perhaps even more important, we need to draw a way to answer. Well, they're not going to put it into play. They're going to make a interesting. I'll take up the Vial to 3. So we need to draw a way to deal with, oh my God, another Vial. Oh, that is the worst. Well, let's crack this Horizon Canopy into even more lands. Oh, we're only a 21 land deck. Okay, well, even more Vials. Oh no, oh no. We need to draw a way to deal with the Calder complete, and I don't think we have one. Opponent, gonna make a dork, untap. Gonna make a dork. Well, at least our opponent's not putting Calder complete into play. Like, Kirin with Ugin's Conjurant blows up all the constructs too. Like, this is kind of giving us time. I don't know what our opponent's doing. This is kind of giving us time to find an answer. Like, essentially, that's what this is doing. Because if we blow up all the lands, that can stop Stoneforge, at least for a minute, about it. But we got to find it, like, this turn. We are running out of time. Like, either this turn or we're going to die. We got 12 in our deck. 12! It is a super high number. Vials. Staying on 3. Going up. All right, come on, deck. Another Thalia. All right. And dead. I mean, we won't scoop early, past turn. But they get to put Calder complete into play if they want to. So close! Opponent gets a Plains. And opponent is so tempted by these constructs. All right, this does give us another turn. Like, if we draw one of our almost infinite copies of Ugin's Conjurant, it gets rid of all this. And the Ornithopter. Opponent goes to combat. Opponent attacks. We will block with a Thalia. Okay, this is it. Like, it's got to be this turn. It's this turn or we are dead. Down to 8. We got 12. There's 12 copies in our deck. Can we find one? We untap. Vial staying on 3, going up to 2. All right, this is it. This top deck is the entire game. Kirin, dead. All right. We have so many. The part that makes this frustrating is we have so many copies. We have so many copies. That's the brutal part. Because we have 4 actual Conjurants, and then we have 4 Ranger Captain Vioses, and then we have 4 Eladrabi's Calls. So we essentially have 12 Ugin Conjurants there. I think we're more likely to draw a Conjurant than a land. Like that's how many copies we have access to, and we just could not find it. It is kind of hilarious. Like, one of the upsides of playing this deck right now is it is really, really good against the combo is really, really good against Urza Saga in specific. That is one of the biggest upsides, because not only does it blow up all the lands, it gets any 0 mana stuff. So it cleans up all of the tokens too. So this is one of the reasons to try to play the combo right now. We're gonna do it again. Looks familiar. 12 copies in the deck. Will we find one? I mean, we got the Kirin. We're gonna have the mana to cast it pretty quickly. Do we find an Ugin's Conjurant? We got to. Just mathematically, I kind of want to pull this up now. I'm curious. With 12 copies in our deck, how likely are we to find this? Opponent casting a bunch of things and passing. I'll play the land. Ether Vial. You know what? Let's just give her. That's fine. Pass the turn. All right. How likely are we to find this? So right now, exactly 52 cards in our deck. So 52 cards, 12 successes. Our sample is 1. We want 1. 23%. What are our odds of finding in 2 turns? 41%. 3 turns, 55%. Okay, so the math is good. Like, the math of us finding this is good. Opponent, are we getting hammered already? No. All right, opponent passes. We'll take up the Vial. Prismatic Ending. Well, Prismatic Ending, Sigarda's Aid. And then Phyrexian Revoker. Actually, maybe we just name Colossus Hammer. That seems fine. Name Colossus Hammer, pass the turn. All right. We know the math now, Magic Online. We know the math on drawing one of these. Ink Moth Part 2. Revoker, remember, cannot name land. So naming Ink Moth not an option, even though it would be decent. Ink Moth. Opponent hits us for 1, sure. And passes. All right, well, take up the Vial. More Vials. Go to combat, hit you. Opponent takes it. Well, play the Vial, pass the turn. How can we not find these? How can we not find these? How can we not find Ugin's Conjurant with so many copies in our deck? Opponent plays a land. Ink Moth. Thankfully, our opponent's not doing much. Like, taking 1 infected turn is kind of fine. All right, take him up, take him up. It's got to happen. It's got to. Flagstones. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. Opponent down to 11. Well, Flagstones, legend roll. Thin the deck. Trying to find an Ugin's Conjurant past the turn. We can Violin the Skyclave, which is decent. Pure Steel Paladin. Yeah, let's get rid of the Pure Steel. Skyclave, hit the Pure Steel. Oh, it's game. If we find it, it's game over. It is literally game over. Opponent hits us. I mean, I think we Vial up to 4 for the Kirin. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Yeah, Vial's up. 4 and 2. Come on. Oh, it's so good. It's almost, if we draw it, it's almost a flawless victory. Opponent will have a Shadow Sphere left over. Skyclave Aberration. Well, in that case, you know what? I guess we just go to combat. Attack. Pass the turn. So what has it been? 5 cards? 5 draws? And we still haven't found it? Did we got to pull up the math again? Giver of Runes. All right. What about in 5? 74%. Oh my god. All right, Nettlesis. Well, we have an answer to that with the Skyclave. Oh, we might be winning, but I don't really want to win. I want to blow up all the lands. That's more important than winning. Do we even want to show them the Kirin? I mean, if we do, so we Violin Kirin. We get rid of this. 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I guess it's not lethal either way. All right, we're not going to do it then. So Vial on 4, Vial on 3. Tap land, Skyclave. Get rid of the Nettle Cyst. Go attacking. Opponent blocks. Unblocks. All right, opponent down to 3 past the turn. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness. And a bonus goes it out. Okay, so we won. Not it, not it, not it, not it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was gonna take 11 draws? 11? Oh my goodness, okay. All right, well, on to game 3. Come on, let's blow up everything. I mean, winning, I guess, is okay, but that's not really the goal. 1 land, can't even cast Hierarch, mulligan. All right, we're gonna keep this. It is slow and risky, but double Eladrami's Call. I mean, that will find the combo eventually, very slowly. Hollowed Fountain, Ornithopter. Oh no, Sigarda's Aid. Well, there's the Kirin. Opponent, did they just mulligan into turn 2 hammer? If they have a hammer here, we're dead. Windswept Heath. Opponent cracks it. Snow-covered plains. Piola Steel Paladin. Well, Marsh Flats. Oh, this is tough. Oh, we need mana. We need manas. Well, crack it. Plains. Yeah, I mean, I think we got to kill the Pure Steel. We don't want our opponent drawing cards. Kill the Pure Steel past the turn. Opponent taps. Passes. Well, we will also pass. Oh, the problem is if they draw Hammer. Cathar Commando. Stoneforge Mystic. Well, Eladrami's Call. Get what? I guess it's got to be Solitude. Solitude's the only card that can help us survive a hammer at instant speed. Opponent, I mean, gotta be. Yeah, gets the hammer. Hits us. We would still like to draw lands. All right, well, 1, 2. Phyrexian Revoker. Name. What are the chances that they actually have Calder Complete in hand? It's possible. Yeah, right. We're going to name Commando, play the bridge. I mean, we can still answer it with Solitude. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Oh, we're getting close. Flooded Strand. Cracks it. Snow-covered plains. Combat. Attacks. We will take it. Nettle Cyst. Are they going to equip? So, I mean, I guess we got to take this hit if they equip. All right, yep. Down to 9. Ranger Captain of Eos. Get Conjurant. Oh, we still need to untap land. Pass the turn. The other problem is we're kind of dying to the beatdown. Opponent. Land. Last card, Hammer. Combat. How do they attack? I mean, if we draw an untap land, we can do it next turn. Opponent attacks. Now we will block. Drop to 5. Oh, we're so close. Equips. We draw. Prismatic Ending. The Ornithopter. Giver of Runes. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Another land. I mean, we're not dead this turn because we can always Solitude the Stoneforge. And we're a land. Now all we need is a land. We got the full combo. We got the Kirin. We got the Conjurant. All we need is a land. Opponent equips. And hits us. We will take it. Down to 2. We untap. I mean, I think we do it, right? We blow up all the lands. Okay, we blow up all the lands. Marsh Flats, crack Marsh Flats. Down to 1. Are we gonna do this with 1 point of life? Plains. Kirin. Finally. Conjurant. X0. Blow up all the lands. And we get to keep 2 lands. Since the bridges are indestructible. Go to combat, hit ya. And now we just gotta kill our opponent before they find a way to rebuild. That is the final piece of the puzzle. Opponent goes to 13. Attacks. Well, I mean, we get to block and protect. Opponent passes. Ooh, another land. Okay. That's actually pretty sweet. Ranger Captain of Eos. Get another Conjurant. And I think we're gonna get there. Conjurant number 2, combat, hit ya. Down to 8. Because we can use this second conjurate to blow up. I mean, that's the other part of this synergy. Like, whatever X we cast is what we're going to blow up. So we get like this super engineered explosives built in with Armageddon, and a bonus gives it up. That was not pretty, and we had to do a lot of begging to hit our combo pieces. But when it all comes together, like, it's actually kind of sweet. Like, definitely unique. Super, super unique. All right, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Much brew about nothing time. As we get ready for new Kamigawa, we are heading back to old Kamigawa. Well, that sounds kind of sweet. Yeah, let's put a mana dork to the bottom. We are Kirin getting trying to blow up all the lands with Celestial Kirin. If my voice sounds weird, it's because I've been a little sick lately. So if I sound stuffy, that's why. Abonnet, Forest, and Young Wolf. All right, this is a bit scary. Well, we don't really need to kill this yet. So I think we Windswept Heath, crack it for a forest. Is blowing up all the lands good against Yawgmoth? That's the question. Ooh, I'm not sure that it is. We'll see. Opponent. I mean, maybe it's not Yawgmoth. I think Yawgmoth is the only tier deck that plays Young Wolf, but it could be some sort of stompy deck. Down to 18. So we have 0 combo pieces, but we have lots of mana, and Eladrami's Call can find something, more Young Wolves. And a Misty Rain Forest. Opponent passes. Play the bridge and pass the turn. I mean, we're gonna Eladrami's Call something. The question is what? Opponent cracks a Misty. Ooh, all right, it's gotta be Yawgmoth. I was hoping it wasn't, because Yawgmoth feels tricky. Grist, sure. Going to make an insect. Well, mills a Yawg at least. Opponent goes to combat. Ugh. Huh. The problem is, I don't even think blowing up the lands here wins. I don't think it actually helps. What does help? We just get like a Skyclave and deal with Grist. Like, that's something. I mean, we could still take the Kirin. But then the Grist kills it. Yeah, I guess we just got to take Skyclave. About it. Gonna get in hit us. Tutoring up a non-combo piece feels so bad. Down to 16. Opponent passes. We draw. Ranger, Captain of Use. Get rid of the Grist. And then I guess we probably just kill a Young Wolf. Right now, our opponent goes infinite if they have Yawg, which seems bad for us. Get rid of a Young Wolf. I mean, if our opponent has Yawg, we're going to be in serious trouble either way. Pass the turn. Well, now we might be stable enough that if we can somehow pull off the combo, we might have a shot. Opponent. Oh, not more Gris. No. No. Please, not more Gris. Opponent. Grist, number 2. Yep. Gonna kill the insect, kill the Skyclave, I assume. Oh, Sexy Young Wolf, interesting. Opponent plays a land, gets and hits us. Sure. Ay, more lands. Well, Ranger, Captain of Eos. I wonder if this deck would like a bigger tutor. A bigger tutor package. I wonder if that'd be worth it. I don't even know what to take here. I mean, I guess we take the Conjurant. Flagstones. Thin the deck. Get a Hollowed Fountain. Make our opponent wonder what our blue mana is for. Pass the turn. All right, no Yawgs. Although, even if our opponent doesn't have Yawgs, they're still kind of beating us fairly here. Combat. Attacks. Well, I mean, we're going to take it for now. I guess Kirin would actually be really good because it blows up the tokens too. Those are 0s. Opponent makes a token. They have enough mana to cord for a Yawg. Tap land. Come on, Kirin. We need our Kirin. Oh no. Opponent. I mean, that's probably fine. Eldritch Evolution for a Blood Artist. All right, opponent's out of cards for the moment. Come on, Celestial Kirin. Oh my god, it would be so good. Opponent passes. Ranger, Captain of Eos. Go to combat. Attack the Grist. Opponent. I mean, we're kind of in danger of dying fairly. To our opponent just making a bunch of tokens and blood artisting. Gonna block with a Young Wolf. It comes back. Yeah, I mean, that's part of the power of the Yawgmoth deck, is the combo's insane, and you can sometimes just win pretty fairly, like a janky Aristocrats deck. I mean, the double Grist is really doing some work for our opponent. Well, Ranger, Captain of Eos number 2. We might just be taking another Conjurant. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, more Conjurants. Temple Garden tapped, pass the turn. All right, we need the Kirin, and we need it like, this turn-ish. Bonus X, the Peatland to draw a card. We're definitely running out of time. Grist is a pretty strong card. Opponent's gonna make an insect. Mills a land. Wall of Roots, okay. That's about the least harmful thing our opponent could have drawn. Birds of Paradise. Well, not dead yet. Getting close, but not there yet. Opponent gets in, hits us. Huge attack. Kirin or bust. Kirin or bust. Opponent with a big attack. Actually, it might be both. Block. Oh, we're taking so much damage. We drop to 6, we drop to 5. If we draw it this exact turn, we got a shot. If we draw it any later, it's over. We're dead next turn. Opponent drains us. Well, okay. Oh, come on. Come on, Kirin. Oh, no. 1, 2. Oh, this isn't enough. So we can get the Kirin, but it's too slow. We get the Kirin. Yeah, we die. We can blow everything up, but we die. We need to be able to blow up the Blood Artist, and we don't have enough mana. 2 for Call, 4 for Kirin, 1 leftover mana. We need to kill the Blood Artist and then everything, and we can't. If we just kill the creatures, then we just straight up die. Okay, so I guess this means, wow, this feels so bad. I guess this means we need to Eladrami's Call to get, this feels, not getting combo pieces hurts. It physically hurts. Skyglaive Apparition to get rid of the Blood Artist. I mean, this does mean we're sort of drawing live to a Kirin. No attacks past the turn. Opponent's also drawing live to a Yogg. Using 2 Eladrami's Calls and not being able to get Kirin is so brutal. About it. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will block. Stay at 5. Scavenging Ooze. All right, I mean, that's a problem. We're not dead, but that is not good for us. Yes, Grist has just been dominating the game. We have not been able to get rid of the Grists. There goes the insect. Opponent passes. We draw plains. All right, play the plains past the turn. I mean, we're technically still not 100% dead on board. We're like 99.99% dead. Opponent, gonna gain some life, grow the ooze, because we're gonna have to start chumping this ooze, which isn't great. Yeah, I don't know what our pathway forward here. Opponent's got this Grist too. Actually, maybe we are just, I mean, we're not dead this turn, but I think we are just dead. Opponent. Wow, we even dodged the Yogg, and it's not gonna matter. Yeah, eats, untaps. So we have to chump. Stranglerootgeist. Now are we literally dead? All right, now we literally are dead. All right, well, Yeah, this deck's interesting. So this is a viewer submitted deck. I really like the main combo of the deck. I think that part's really sweet. And it does do some good things. I do feel like maybe the tutor package could be a little bit better. The tutor package feels somewhat weak. Like there's not many one-ofs. So I feel like maybe we could have better tutoring options, really embrace the fact that we got like Ranger Captain and Eladrami's Call. That would be something that would be interesting. The other challenge, as we're kind of seeing, like it would be interesting, the other challenges we're seeing is some matchups just like blowing up the lands aren't great. Like in that matchup, if our opponent wins the die roll and gets like far enough ahead on board, blowing up all the zeros is like not super helpful. Rest in Peace is good, but not great. I wonder if Brutal Cathar is worth it. It might be better than Prismatic Ending. All right, you know what? Maybe we go down to Giver of Runes too. Yeah, let's bring in the Brutal Cathars. I'm not sure what Giver of Runes protects in this deck. I mean, I guess it just protects any random thing, but normally you can set it up where you play Kirin and then immediately Conjurant. So the idea isn't so much to have Kirin sitting on the battlefield for a million turns, which I feel like maybe makes Giver of Runes a lot less necessary. Well, we're gonna keep this. Definitely need to draw lands, but if we do draw lands, we got the Rest in Peace, which is pretty helpful. And we got Aether Vial to maybe put things into play. So, well, Vial go. About an Overgrown Tomb. And a little bit of ramp. Well, take up the Vial. It's a tap land, but it is a land. Aether Vial. And Bridge. Well, I mean, we got the Kirins this game. We have way more ways to find Ugin's Conjurant than to find Kirin, so. Opponent. Necromentia. Opponent has no idea what our deck's doing. Name's Heliod, okay. Well, now our opponent knows. I mean, I guess our colors make us look like we could be a Heliod deck, but Heliod is not even close to being in our deck. I was afraid they were somehow going to actually have figured it out and get Kirin, and that would actually be kind of bad for us, but Heliod's fine. You can take all 0 of our Heliods, friend. The combo's not that intuitive. This is a deck list where I could imagine someone actually looking through our entire deck list and still not exactly figuring out the combo, because you don't expect Kirin to be able to blow up lands. Like, they would never print a card like this today, so it takes advantage of, like, the weird old days, 20 years ago. Today, they would definitely have a safety valve to make sure it couldn't do exactly this. But, I mean, it makes sense. At the time when they printed this, there was no way to blow up the zeros. So, taking their time to look over our deck list. Opponent does not take any Heliods. We take up some Vials. Yes, and yes. All right, another bridge. The bridges are nice. Rest in peace. Stops our opponent from the infinite combo. Does not stop Yawgmoth from going off and doing crazy things, but it does keep them from going fully infinite. Well, the next step is we're pretty well set up for a Kirin get in here. 2 indestructible lands, 2 Ether Vials. So now we just need to find Ugin's Conjuring, essentially. Opponent, Peatland, and Birds of Paradise, and Eldritch Evolution. Sure. What are they? Okay, getting a Grist. Well, Skyclave can take care of the Grist. Taking up the Vials. Well, come on, Ugin's Conjuring, one way or another. Marsh Flats. Well, we have 2 Kirins, so maybe we just run one out. I mean, it is a 3/3. Flying even. Busted. All right. Marsh Flats, crack it. Snag Plains. Yeah, we better kill the Grist. Ether Vial. Skyclave. Get rid of the Grist. And Kirin. Go. All right. All we need is a Ugin Conjurant. We're far enough ahead on board that if we find it, the land destruction should be lethal. Like, so close. So close. Please don't Yawg us. Opponent goes to combat. Ooh, passes. This could be Cord. Although they can't Cord for a Yawg yet. Well, Vials. You know what? We're going to leave them for now. No and no. Come on. Come on, deck. Brutal Cathar. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. Yeah, let's just get in with the Kirin. Worried about our opponent courting out a blocker for Skyclave. Vial with Brutal Cathar is not bad. That's a way we can kind of kill Yawgmoth at instant speed, maybe. Opponent takes it. Sure. Down to 14. Down to 13. Do they have the Court of Calling? All right, Dryad Arbor, sure. Oh, I really want to blow up these lands. Oh, it's so good. It gets all the lands. It gets the Dryad Arbor and the token. Like, we have, 12 Ugin's Conjurants. We got Ugin's Conjurant. We got Eladrami's Call. We have Ranger Captain of Eos. That's 12 different, almost more than a quarter of our deck are copies of Ugin's Conjurant at this point. Tapping some mana. Blood Artist. Getting in with the token. Yeah, I mean, I guess we just take it this turn. We have so many insane hits here. Blood Artist doesn't really do anything because of our Rest in Peace. Overgrown 2. Tapped. Come on. Show us the getting. Vial's gonna stay. One of the 12, please. Another Rest in Peace. More Rest in Pieces. Pass the turn. I mean, I guess we can get in with Skyclave. Opponent. Down to 11. Maybe we should just be going full aggro. Just go in Kirin beatdowns. Opponent gonna sack to draw. Oh, I can just see it. I can see the Armageddon. We're so close. We're so close to doing what we set out to do. Young Wolf, sure. And Yawgmoth, and a Hierarch. Well, opponent's almost out of cards. We've done a good job of dodging Yawg so far. Hopefully we didn't just jinx it. Uh-oh. Okay. Here comes Yawg. Now our opponent gets to draw infinite cards. And wrath our board. Ugh. Opponent's at 11, though. Actually, maybe this is okay. It's not good. Opponent. Gonna go attacking. Okay. Oh, we really have to hit it this turn. Yes, Violent Brutal Cathar. Oh, that has protection. Oh my god. All right, get the token. Oh yes, the sneaky random text on Yogg does not actually get got by Brutal Cathar. Opponent gonna start sacking, gonna try to kill the Kirin. Oh, they're just gonna draw so many cards. That's the big issue. If we blow up all the lands, then the cards don't matter nearly as much. Yeah, we can't deal with the Yogg. Revoker on Yogg would be something. That would actually be helpful. Opponent thinks, passes, we draw. Please, please give us a combo piece. We have so many in our deck. Vile Sting, we draw. Come on. Giver of Runes. Probably better known as a dead card. Yeah, I think we're dead now. Oh, brutal. Hit you to 8. Yeah, that's kind of insane. Well, play 8 Giver of Runes. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen an opponent untap with a Yogg and not win. The rest in peace help, but still, fully expecting that our opponent just wins here. About it. Thought seizes our Kirin. I mean, opponent's at 6. This does take our, we're gonna draw it next turn. I know it. Oh, we're gonna lose our Karens and we're gonna draw it. We had so many turns to find and so many copies of it, and we just could not do it about it. Oh, so close. Down to 5. I mean, our opponent can't go too far because they don't have that much life, but they can probably go far enough to kill our important stuff. Draws a card, sacks a Dryad Arbor. If we draw the Conjure next turn, I'm gonna be so sad. Down to 4, sacks the Young Wolf. Oh, they're gonna try to set up a Proliferate. Oh, well, opponent's lucky that this might not go to 3 games because they definitely are playing at a pace that would not allow them to complete a 3-game match. Opponent sacks, draws, down to 3, counters on everything. Oh, we're gonna draw it this turn. I know it. Opponent tapping mana. Proliferate discards a Yogg. So there goes our board. Yeah, I don't know if we can win now. Opponent gets a token. Well, we're gonna stick around because I want to see if we're gonna draw it next turn, so we can be disappointed. Opponent plays a land. If only we had a lightning bolt. Opponent's doing their best to time out in game 2 here. Jeez. Opponent adds counters to things. Goes to combat. Attacks for 4. We draw. Opponent's going to crack. Sure. Vial's gonna stay the same. We draw. Conjurant. Plains. Yeah, we're dead. Oh my goodness. I feel like we got defeated by math there. Where are the 12 Conjurants? The first one's what? Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. So all 12 were in our bottom 33 cards. So the bottom of our deck was like half Ugin's Conjurants. Oh. Well, all right. Next time. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are trying to Kirin away all of the lands in Modern this week on Much Abrew. Celestial Kirin, and we're gonna keep this. Flagstone Tron, not the most powerful Tron, but gonna fix our mana. We'll give it a shot. We can Elodrami's call up a combo piece at some point. Hedron Crab. Well, probably gonna oust that. Well, there's the Conjurant. Flagstones and oust you. Let's slow things down. Pass the turn. Conjurant's not a bad draw. That means we can tutor up our Kirin. Red mana, Hedron Crab. I don't know what's going on. This makes me think it's okay, I have no idea. None. Ideas are down to none. I was gonna say I thought it was gonna think it was a oh no. Now I can't think of the card name. The thing that reanimates all the enchantments that we've played before. Storm Herald. I was gonna say I was thinking it was a Storm Herald deck, but Squadron Hawk, I don't know what's going on. Hedron Crab, Squadron Hawk, 4 colors of mana on turn 2. No idea. All right. Caw. Opponent. Gonna go Hawkin. And a Bloodstained Mire. And hits us down to 19. Well, take up the Vial. Play a Forest. I mean, I think we just pass. The question's going to be, is it worth blowing up the lands next turn? That's the real question. Blood Crypt. Like, does blowing up all the lands win us the game? Probably, hopefully. Sacred Foundry. I guess it'll partly depend on what our opponent plays here. Another Squadron Hawk. Caw. Another squad. I mean, I think we're going for it. Can one Kirin beat 4 Squadron Hawks? That is the question. Eladrabi's call. I mean, we're still going to have some mana left over, which is nice. Well, grab Kirin. Drop to 17. Untap. Take up the Vial, because we're going to have the Vial as well. And we'll get at least one land with Flagstones, Giver of Runes. Well, Marsh Flats. Actually, do we win? I mean, I think we still go for it and trust that we will. Do we want to crack this fetch? I think the Flagstones is more important to have left over. Actually, is it? Maybe it's not. All right, flood the mana, Flagstones. Keep the untapped one. We will not tutor out a land. Play Kirin. No one expects the Kirin. And then Conjure X0, blow them up. All right, well, now we got to beat the Squadron Hog somehow. So opponent loses all their lands. We lose 2 lands. Flagstone gets us another land, and we still have the Vial. Why is our opponent playing Hedron Crab? Oh, Tristani's Summoner spicy. All right, well, I mean, yeah. Well, we'll see. Now there is a realistic chance that we just lose 2 Squadron Hawks. That is a real possibility. Opponent has another land, goes to combat, hits us. Well, Vial up to 3. Ah, that was brutal. Brutal. Well, we will Giver of Runes and Bridge, go. I mean, the good news is we're going to have more ability to play things than our opponent. Bad news is our opponent did have a land. And that Solitude. Hallowed Fountain. Tapped. Why are they playing the Hedron Crab? I'm so confused. What a weird match. Wow, opponent has 2 lands. Okay. Yup. Blood Crypt untapped down. Opponent is down to 9 because of their mana base. Stitcher Supplier. Big attack. Sure. Well, Ether Vial. The Skyclave. Get rid of Stitcher Supplier. Untap. Come on. More threats. Thalia. Thalia is not bad. Play Thalia. Marsh Flats, hit ya. Do we win this race? Opponent goes to 6. Oh, gonna be close. It's gonna be super close. Opponent's down to 6. Adapts, 2 cards in hand. Thalia at least keeps our opponent from Faithful Mending so quickly. Small attack. We untap. Vial, staying on 3. Now go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Opponent's in this like awkward position where, yeah, they're in the in-between land, basically, where if they attack, they're not going to win the race. But if they stay back and block, they're going to lose their threats that would allow them to maybe win the race. So I think maybe we're getting there. Oh my, super close though. All right, opponent blocks 1, drops to 4, past the turn, untaps. Was it getting enough? Thunderkin Awakener. Spicy. Thankfully, no big elemental to reanimate. Well, thin the deck. Get a Hallowed Fountain. Untap. Vial stays. Another bridge. Go to combat. Attack our opponent. The way we die is if they can somehow get a Tristani Summoner in the graveyard. That would beat us. Opponent blocks. Play the land past the turn. I mean, we've drawn a ton of lands to rebuild. Oh, come on. Tell me there's no random milling. That, oh my goodness. Like Stitcher Supplier Tristani Summoner. Really bad for us. Opponent passes. Can we draw a non-land now? We've drawn so many lands. A non-land would be spectacular. Well, I guess that's sort of a non-land. Well, attack. Opponent blocks. Well, it all comes down to this. Opponent needs to find a way to get Tristani Summoner into the graveyard right now, essentially. I might as well play this Vial and pass the turn. Oh, Stitcher Supplier could potentially do it. I think that's what our opponent needs. Untaps. Did they find it? Yeah, opponent's deck is interesting. Spicy. Oh, Vesper Lark. Okay. Is this Vesperlark get back Crab? Land to mill? Oh, it's just a Squadron Hawk? Okay. Well, I mean, I think this lets our opponent live another turn, but oh, all right. Yep. Oh, wait. Is this going to let our opponent get back in the game? Is this going to beat us? They're rebuilding with the Squadron Hawks. Oh, no. They did draw something. Oh, we got to stop drawing lands. Golly. All right, Vial on 3 and take it up. Well, it's not technically a land. Go to combat. Attack. Pro white. We're going to be greedy. Hit ya. Pass the turn. This is it. This is it. Opponent taps. Wow, this game ended up being ridiculously close. So he can reanimate Vesperlark again. Get back Squadron Hogs. Or I guess a Hedron Crab? They might have to get the crab. Opponent's deck is pretty wild, I will say. Opponent goes to combat. Attacks, attacks, attacks. Gets back Vesperlark. I mean, I guess I could have like a lightning bolt in hand. We will block. Oh, and this is kind of a loop, isn't it? Oh, that's actually really cute. Because now this will die, but they can get back to Thunderkin Awakener. That's actually a pretty good loop. Found it. Tapped land. I've never actually seen that synergy before. That's actually a really cool synergy. So Vesperlark, when it leaves the battlefield, to return a creature power 1 or less. So this gets back Vesperlark, but then Vesperlark is going to sacrifice, and that gets back Thunderkin Awakener. So you can even chump attack with it. I'm still not sure what all these Squadron Hogs are doing, but sick. Not exactly sure what those Squadron Hogs are doing other than gumming up the board, but that's actually a really cool idea. Okay, so Rest in Peace definitely in. That would put an end to those shenanigans. Thalia, I guess, is okay-ish. Maybe Brutal Cathar? Go down a Giver of Runes. I mean, our main plan is doing that, like blowing up all the lands. That is still the main goal. Yeah, let's try it like that. A little bit more removal. Definitely lots of graveyard hate. Hope for the best against the spicy brew. No green mana, unfortunately. We do have an Eldrami's Call. You know what? We're going to mulligan. We will keep, and I think we just put let's just put the vial to the bottom. All right, opponent, do your worst. All right, there's a Hedron Crab. Well, there's a Conjurant, though. Well, Windswept Teeth, crack it. Grab a Forest and Noble Hierarch. Go. Opponent. All right, gonna do a bunch of milling. Could use a Rest in Peace. That would be super helpful. I mean, so our opponent could win his early, not win, but virtually win as early as this turn. Like if they mill right and have Thunderkin Awakener in hand. Hedron Crab, mill 6. Okay, Squadron Hawk and a Thunderkin Awakener. Not the cards we were scared of. If they'd hit the Summoner, then we'd be in scary shape. More milling. Well, come on, Rest in Peace, I guess. Lingering Souls and a Vesperlark. Opponent passes. Well, 1-2, Thalia. And a bridge and pass the turn. I mean, Thalia's not bad. Solitude will probably do something eventually. Opponent, Godless Shrine, untapped. More Vesperlarks. Yeah, opponent's deck is definitely interesting. The Force of Virtue makes the Squadron Hogs make way more sense. That's a reason to play Squadron Hogs. Works pretty well. Gives you cards to pitch. Faithful Mending. Oh, I'd love to draw Rest in Peace. Would love to draw a Rest in Peace. If we don't draw another white card, we're probably gonna have to. There's the Summoner, yeah. Definitely gonna have to hold on to Skyclave to pitch to Solitude potentially. Opponent passes. Well, play a Plains. Go to combat. Hit ya. I mean, we can't let our opponent reanimate that. That is goal 1. Opponent blocks and mills. Another Vesperlark. All right, well, maybe we just got a mulligan for Rest in Peace. It doesn't look like this deck has that realistic of a chance of beating Rest in Peace. So in Flashback, Faithful Mending. Going to be close. All right, more fetches. Opponent mills. Oh, we're getting a good look at our opponent's deck list. Gaze, yeah. Still shocked that this card sees play all the way back to Modern. But I guess, I mean, it does just get cards in the graveyard, if that's your goal. Opponent, Hedron Crab, mills. There goes a Solitude, another Summoner. Well, opponent needs to find Thunderkin Awakener, I guess. Or some other sort of reanimation. Vesperlark would be tough. Squadron Hawk. All right, opponent's just going to gum up the board, apparently. Well, now we would love to find a Kirin to go with this Conjurant. Blowing up all the lands would be helpful here. Squadron Hawk number 2. Opponent passes. Now play the land, go to combat attack. The only downside of our opponent's deck is they seem to be taking a ton of damage from their mana. Because I feel like we're not hitting our opponent much and they're suddenly like super low on life. Yeah, pass the turn. At least now we can hardcast the Solitude. That is nice. At this point, our opponent's graveyard is so full, I don't think we care about the crab milling anymore. Opponent. At some point, they might start milling us. All right, mills and mills. I mean, opponent's only got 17 16 down to 7. Wow. So aggressive. Mills, another Lingering Souls. All right, there's Thunder Kid. Well, we definitely can't let that attack. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Solitude. Get rid of the Thunder Kid. Oh, all right, not dead yet. Opponent gains a bit of life. Wow, stays aggressive, hits us. I don't know about this attack. I mean, I guess I can flashback Lingering Souls. Might be the plan. Ooh, Deputy, okay. Ooh, all right, get Solitude, that's fine. Our Skyclave is gonna carry here, I think. More lands, well, Skyclave Apparition. Get the Deputy. Hit the Deputy, get back the Solitude. Solitude, get rid of, I don't think we care about the Crab. Probably Squadron Hog. I think what we're afraid of is our opponent just being able to build enough blockers to stay alive. Because now we are shields down. Now we are, if our opponent finds a Thunder Kid, they're out of cards, but we know there's a bunch of Thunder Kids in their deck because they're not in the graveyard. There's two more, I think. And if our opponent finds one, that does just beat us. Like, getting back a Trostani Summoner is just so much power and toughness. Opponent, gonna block with a Crab. We'll play the Plains. Ooh, pass the turn. Come on, no Summoner, please. No Thunderkin Awakener, no Summoner, just a land. Now, if we find our Kirin, I think that guarantees the win. Our opponent can get back Lingering Souls, have some blockers, but blowing up all the lands, I think, would still do it. Like, our opponent, I think, can kill some of our stuff, but I think it would still get there. We get a redraw for it. Opponent, out of lands. Well, crack Horizon Canopy, not a Kirin. Noble Hierarch. Well, play Noble Hierarch. Play a land, go to combat. Attack. Yeah, attack with both. Opponent. I mean, we just want to get stuff off the battlefield, basically. I still think our opponent's not in the worst of shape, just because we know those Thunderkin Awakeners are around. Opponent blocks. And his single Trostani Summoner reanimation beats our entire board. All right, opponent goes to 5, loses stuff. Yep. Pass the turn. Okay. No Thunderkin Awakener, please. Opponent gets a redraw. Did they find it? We only have the one Solitude, so once the Solitude's gone, our instant speed answer is gone. Opponent. Oh, Lingering Souls. Okay. Not dead yet. Oh, we really want this Kirin. Opponent hits us. Well, thin the deck. Temple Garden tapped. Come on, Kirin. Flagstones. Well, go to combat. Hit you with the Thalia. I assume our opponent blocks. Oh, we're just giving our opponent so much time to find the answer. I mean, we could just run out a big Conjurant, but it still gets blocked. Okay, Force of Virtue, pitching a Lingering Souls. Interesting. So they're going to kill the Thalia? All right, sure. But opponent's out of Lingering Souls now. Oh, this feels so bad. There's no Lingering Souls in the graveyard, right? There is not. Oh, all right, well, just how we drew it up. Play the Flagstones. Well, we're going to take the Armageddon plan off the table, I think, and just run out a massive Ugin's Conjurant. Because this means, in theory, if our opponent doesn't draw something good, they're going to be dead. I mean, I guess they could still, if they have another blocker, I guess they'd still go to 1. Opponent. All right, Lingering Souls. Sure. Passes. Go to combat. Attack. What a grind this ended up being. Opponent blocks. I mean, yeah, might as well double block. Kills a Thalia. We did draw another one. So stuff dies. Thalia again. Well, no Kirin, but maybe opponent adapts. Is this the Thunderkin Awakener? Opponent found something. Lingering Souls flashback, of course. Yep. Opponent passes. Opponent just refuses to die. Ether Vial. Ending a token. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent. Lingering Souls just makes so many blockers. Opponent just has so many blockers between Lingering Souls and Squadron Hawk. It is a really hard deck to kill. Opponent blocks, goes to 3. We pass the turn. Is this the turn where they draw Thunderkin Awakener? Oh, just a land. Still got one card in hand. Did we get there? Oh my goodness. Oh, wait. Pump fakes. Cracks. 2. I don't know if they got lands left. Didn't they fail to find earlier on a fetch? Huh. Well, we might have to try to build something like our opponent's deck, because idea is really neat. Ooh, yeah, opponent, no land. Wait. Mana. Oh, okay. Combat. Oh, we got the GGs. Opponent sending a message on the way out the door. Wow. Well, that was not the Kirin, but a win against a deck that has some frightening potential. We might have to try to build something like our opponent's deck. We've played some Vesperlark Reanimator before for budget Magic in the fairly distant past, but the idea of playing it with a whole bunch of colors and having a Thunderkin Awakeners, actually really neat. I really like that idea. Well, sweet. Cool deck. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are Armageddon in Modern, and we'll keep this. I mean, we got our Kirin ready to rampage and blow up all of our opponent's lands. We still need our Conjurant, but in theory, Conjurant is the easier one for us to find. But this hand's actually like relatively good. Ramp, Indestructible Land plus Thalia, probably. Hopefully blow up everything. All right, Horizon Canopy and Nubelire. Go. Opponent. Snow-covered plains, and on thin ice. Well, when we blow up all the lands, we'll get that back, hopefully. Windswept Heath, crack it. Thin the deck, get a plains, and I think we just Thalia past the turn. So we just need a way to find Ugin's Conjurant. Sun Petal Grove on thin ice. All right. Giver of Runes. Well, play Giver of Runes. Play Noble Hierarch. Play Thornglint Bridge past the turn. Oh, how much I would love to draw Ugin's Conjurant here. Opponent might be Enchantress, which is a little scary. The card draw is frightening. Oh my goodness, playing up these lands would be so much value. Opponent, Utopia Sprawl. I mean, thankfully our opponent does not currently have an Enchantress effect. Just kidding. More Hierarchs. Well, all right. Sack this draw card. Play Hallowed Fountain untapped. Thalia number 2. Hierarch number 2. Pass the turn. At least this slows our opponent down a smidge, the Thalia, but we really need to blow up all the lands. That is the last piece of this puzzle. Blowing up all the lands should win us this game. Opponent plays a land. Definitely worried about the Enchantress effects. Opponent passes. Ooh. Okay, we like that. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of Enchantress's presence. That's very good. Get in with a Thalia. Hit ya. It is possible there's Wrath in our opponent's deck. Pass the turn. Land. Passes. Eladrami's Call. Hit you with Thalia. That is Ugin's Conjurant. That is new. We need 2 turns. So we can tutor on our opponent's end step. Untap. Win. Okay, pass the turn. I think this might be happening. No whammies. Enchantress. Thinking. Tapping. Sethis. Pretty good. Solitary Confinement. Draws a card. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. Opponent. Passes. Eladrami's Call. Ugin's Conjurant. Untap. Forest. Oh, idiot. Yep, that was unwise. Unwise, because we're about to blow up all the lands. Kirin. Give me a little pun in the comment for that one. All right. Ugin's Conjurant. Blow them up. Keep the Thalia. And opponent scoops it up. That's the dream. Opponent, the little LOL in the chat. Well, that actually works somehow. Oh, golly gee. When it works, it really works. When it doesn't work, we're a pretty mediocre green-white mid-range deck. Let's go down the Solitude. Prismatic Ending's good. Prelate's, I think, excellent. Can maybe trim a couple Givers and another Giver? Let's do that. That seems fine. All right. Well, that was a good one. That is what the deck can do when we find all of our pieces. Like, when it works, it's actually pretty effective for the most part. I really want to get an Urza Saga blowout at some point. Like, getting all the lands and all the Urza Saga tokens, that is the ultimate dream. Or just destroying Tron lands. That also works. Lots of tutors and combo pieces. No lands, no keep. Well, this we can keep. We'll put a vial to the bottom. Well, okay. We got the Kirin. We can use Eladrami's Call maybe to Find the missing piece. Well, Temple Garden untapped. We'll see. We definitely need to draw more lands. I think that's number one. We might just have to Eladrami's call Thalia or something. Snoo, Covered Forest, and Enchantress's Presence. Well, take up the Vial. Enchantress is a scary matchup. Oust. Not super good. Maybe should have cut it. Opponent. Well, how much can they do this turn? Yeah, we're probably going to go for Thalia, I assume. Sterling Grove. I mean, the other option is to go for, well, crack this. The other possibility is just go for a Skyclave and hope we draw land, but that seems risky. I mean, all this is risky. Take a Thalia. Take up the Vial. Oh, draw Thalia anyway. Okay, Eladrami's call. Ugin's Conjurant. Violin Thalia. Pass the turn. Well, tutoring Thalia definitely backfired because we were gonna draw one anyway. So what do we set a Sanctum Prelate on? Oh, they're gonna sack the Sterling Grove. Interesting. For what? Sethis, maybe? Curse of Silence. Opponent. Curse doesn't seem that good. All right, there's the Curse of Silence. Draws a card. Ooh, finds a land. Cracks it. Sanctum Weaver. Yeah. Well, opponent passes. We take up the Vial. We could Prismatic ending it. Do we want our opponent to draw it again is the question. Probably. Let's oust Sanctum Weaver. Vial in Prelate. Oh, what number are we choosing? I guess 1? Yeah, let's go 1. Hit you with the Thalia. And I mean, next turn we can blow up the lands. Will it be enough? That's certainly up for debate. Yavimaya. I mean, I think we go for it though. I don't know why we wouldn't. Go for it. Because we can take up Violin the Kirin. We are going to leave ourselves with no mana, but we have our opponent kind of slowed down. Hopefully we'll be fast enough to just win. If they answer the Vial, things become tricky. Opponent. Solitary Confinement. And passes. Oh, the Solitary Confinement does slow us down a lot. I mean, I think we still do what we came here to do. Violin the Kirin, Ugin's Conjurant, X0. Opponent sacks it to draw a card. We blow up all the lands. All right. Well, the Solitary Confinement is going to keep our opponent alive for a while. If they can just keep drawing lands, we're going to be in trouble here because we do not have lands. Opponent discards on Thin Ice. Passes. Hopefully. Okay, passes. Vial, uselessly on 4. Can we draw land maybe? No. Although another Conjurant's kind of sweet. This makes it so our opponent cannot take damage. Another Conjurant, though, means if our opponent does start finding lands, oh, they let it go. Okay, they find a land. Oh, are we blowing it up already? Do we draw land? Vial on 4. Hierarch. It would be good if we could cast it. Hit you for... I think we wait a turn. Hit you for... Ugh. Well, no, because they could go land Sanctum Weaver. You know what? I think we just do it again. Blow up your land. Pass the turn. We have a 2-turn clock. Our opponent's going to have to run really well. Oh, we got there. Oh. Well, I mean, that is the power of the Kirin Geddon. 2 in a row. Hard for decks to beat. Enchantress is scary, but we got there. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Kirin Geddon in Modern? And the deck actually worked pretty well. We ended up going 4-1 with the deck. We did have some games where we had some trouble finding both of our combo pieces, which was really weird because we were actually doing the math as we were going. And I think we were just getting a little unlucky. Like the game where we couldn't find the Ugin's Conjurant with a whole bunch of draws, even with a million copies in the deck. So the main plan of the deck, the Celestial Kirin Ugin's Conjurant combo, it actually seems really good. And it lines up pretty well with the meta right now because it's really good against Urza's Saga. Because if you think about what it does, it gets all the lands, it also gets all tokens. So you're blowing up Urza's Saga and you're blowing up all the constructs. So it seems like it lines up really well with some of the most played cards in the Modern format right now. I will say, I think there could still be some brewing around the edges. Like I'm not 100% sold on maybe Giver of Runes. Maybe we could have a faster finisher. Maybe you could play Knight of the Reliquary, seems to synergize well with the mass land destruction plan. We could also kind of embrace the tutor aspect, play more silver bullets. That's something I was wondering about as we were playing. Like, we got Eladrami's Call, we got Ranger Captain of Eos, but we're playing mostly 3-ofs and 4-ofs throughout the deck. Maybe we could play some more spicy 1-ofs that we could tutor up in specific matchups. So I think there's still some things to do around the edges, but the core plan of the deck, the Celestial Kirin, Ugin's Conjurant, comboed up, blow everything up, it worked even better than than I expected. So that's Kirin again. That's been our Much Abrew for this week. Thanks again to Hungry00 for sending it in, and thanks to all you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.